Start allowing yourself to want it and know that you can have it. I did it in my 40s. I was 40 years old when I did it. And I like I um I did all the things that I wanted to do. I traveled all over the world. Well, I didn't travel all over the world, but I traveled to the places that I was yearning to travel to luxury places. I stayed in luxury hotels. I built a house. The guys built me, they helped me build a house, bought me a brand new car, a car that I drove out of the garage, not a second hand, like a brand new car. And what else? Uh, Give me an allowance. Not just not an allowance of like 200 pounds, like an allowance in the thousands. Okay, thousands of pounds sterling. So that's what I'm saying. And I was 40 years old. So that's what I'm saying. You can do it. Take it from me. You can do it. So I'm just gonna start. I hope this the volume is loud enough. I wanted to talk about dating wealthy, generous men as a single mother, and also as a woman in your 40s. If you look at one of my, I don't know whether it's a video or like it was a post, it's on TikTok. I I didn't talk about it. I think it was just like a post that I did. But I want to talk about this because I feel like this demographic is like kind of left out of this, or is scorned or shamed for wanting to even dare to date a wealthy, generous man, to even have, for even to say it out loud, or to even want it, to desire it. This whole bullshit about like the only people that are supposed to want that are supposed to have this that desire, and that are credible, which is a key word, to want to date a wealthy, generous man, are young women, a women who don't have kids, a women who are, like all that bullshit. I'm a woman in my 40s, and I have experience in this. I'm going to talk about this. We're going to go back to my experience. Maybe not entirely about my experience, but I'm going to go back to how I got into it. And the reason why I'm doing this video is mainly because as I mentioned in one of my posts, I'm tired of seeing women hiding their nature, hiding their sexuality, hiding anything to do with their sexuality, hiding anything to do with their, which is part of their femininity. We think the things we think that femininity are not really the things that femininity are. But let's just leave it at that for now. I'm tired of seeing women living like we are still in the dark ages, like we're in the 15th century, in the time of Joan of Arc, when women were drowned, killed, murdered, hanged, burnt at the stake for being sexual, for using their intuition, for being attracted to working with herbs, being attracted to the soil, being called witches and all that. It's like women today still, I work with women, so I know what I'm talking about. Women still today have to hide. They have to hide that, let's say if a woman is a findom, I don't know whether you guys know what findom is, she has to hide that, for fear of persecution. For fear of persecution. If a woman is on OnlyFans, she has to hide that, She does it and she gets money from it, but God forbid she mentions it anywhere. Why? That's my frustration right now, and this is why I'm talking about this. Even this thing that I'm talking about, women in their 40s are terrified to talk about this. They're terrified to say that, yeah, actually, I want to date a wealthy man, because of the stupid perception that if a woman is in her 40s and she's a single mother, especially if you're black, I don't want to make it about race, but race is relevant. You're not supposed to want that. Who do you think you are to want that? Who do you think you are to want to date a wealthy man? You're in your 40s. you have you have kids, even though my kids are grown up and one of them has moved out and the other one is about to move out. That's not the point I'm making. It doesn't matter if you want it. Your desire is enough. Your desire is enough that you want it. And it doesn't matter whether you're in your 40s, 30s, or even in your 50s. If you want to date a wealthy, generous man, you have the right to date that. No one can tell you that you cannot date that. You should not have that desire because you're a single mother. You're supposed to go to the edge of the world, go in a desert and just lie down there and die, and let the vultures come and pick off your body and die because you're a single mother. You have kids. That means you have no worth and value to anybody and anything. It's a bunch of bullshit. So that's that's why I wanted to do this video. This video is mainly for women who are above the age of 35, who are single mothers, who have the desire to date. I'm looking like my eyes are darting back and forth because I'm doing a TikTok live and a YouTube live. So excuse me. Who have the desire to date a wealthy, generous man, but feel like they cannot want that because they are in their 40s or they are a single mother. So let's get into it. The first thing I have to talk about is mindset. But before I get into that, I'll talk about myself. Let me see if I have not forgotten anything. I talked about, why women are still acting like we're in the age when women used to be burnt at the stake for, I talked about all of that. It's 2024 right now. Why women need to hide is what I don't understand. I understand the fear. It's the fear of persecution by men. The fear of being called a whore, being called a Jezebel, being called a gold digger, being called all that bullshit nonsense. It's your life. It's your life. If you want to date a wealthy man, a wealthy, generous man, that's your decision. No one has the right to shame you. They can shame you if they want, because that's going to happen anyway. Because some people are just going to shame you, But it's your life, and you have the right to want whatever you want to want. And it doesn't matter what age you are or where you are in your life. You can want that, and you can have it. I did. I debunked that stereotype. So I'm going to tell you. I'm giving you the permission to also have it, and stop thinking that only a specific demographic, young women, can have that. It's a bunch of bullshit because not every man wants that. So I see some of your comments. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna talk first, and then afterwards, if I have time, I'll answer some of your questions. All right. Okay. The way this started for me, I'm going to go way back a little bit. The way this started for me is I got married when I was very young. I got married when I was 21 years old. So I didn't know shit about nothing. Actually, I got married because I wanted to grow up, because I was raised in a very, what would I call it? I was raised in a very kind of controlled house, which had it in a controlled compound. I was raised in the Gambia. That's where I'm from. And I just wanted to grow up. So I got married when I was 21, and I had my first daughter when I was 22 or 23, I think. Anyway, and I was married for 14 years. The guy I was married to, he was a good guy, as in what we call good. He I got married into a big family. His family was, he was from a big family, and I was also from a big family. So he was a good guy in the sense of he didn't like arguments and stuff like that. He was like quiet and calm. But I knew after 14 years of marriage, I knew that we did not have the same mindset. We did not have the same mentality, and I did not feel like I fitted in that marriage again. I felt like we grew apart because we couldn't understand each other again, especially me. And it was really, really stifling to me. It's not that he did, the normal thing to me, like he beat me up or no. It was just that I knew that we did not have the same mentality. And if I stay in this marriage, I'm gonna be so depressed. I'm not gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna be here right now if I stay in that marriage. So I initiated the divorce. That was the first time I took a stand for myself because I was the quintessential nice girl. I did not know how to stand up for myself. I wanted to please everybody. I was terrified of speaking up my mind, speaking out, and telling people what I really felt, because I felt like that was a wrong thing. That was something that I was not allowed to do, you know. But yeah, that was the first time that I took a stand for myself, and I said, you know what, I don't think I can do this anymore. So um, after that, I got into personal development. How I got into personal development is I picked up a book one day, written by Eckhart Tolle, and I felt like I was slapped. I felt like what I read in the book was, I felt like I was in a different world. Like I didn't see that I was actually, what I read in the book made me feel like I just woke up. Okay, so, but I was still the nice girl. And there's a reason why I'm going back to all this part, um, because I have to begin from there. That's how I started with my journey. Being a nice girl, not being able to stand up for myself. In 2013, I decided to train as a coach. And I trained as a coach with the coaching academy here in London. And I was still the nice girl, you know, still doing things for people, sacrificing myself. And I got a coach here in Edinburgh, and she was great because she was able to see right through me. Um, there was an incident that happened. There were many incidents, but this is a particular one where I was, I was volunteering for a charity organization, and there was this guy that I was, working with. I was working with quite a few of them, but there was this guy that I was working with who wanted to set up his own company, and because I'm good at writing, I'm good at research and things like that. I was like enthusiastic in starting new things. He wanted me to help him set up his company, by creating flyers and, doing the promotion, going to door and all that, still trying to get to the point. Yeah. Doing promotions and all that. And I listened to what he wanted to do, but it didn't sit right with me because I knew that was going to take a lot of work for me to do it. And so when I went to my coach, I told her about it. I was like, I really respect this guy. I worked with him for a couple of years, more than a couple. But he's asking me to do this thing, and I know that it's going to involve a lot of work. And he I don't know whether he expects me to do it for free, but I have a feeling that that's what he expects. And I was like, I don't think I want to do this for free again, because it's going to involve a lot of things. So my coach told me that why are you giving yourself away for free when you know that this is not what you want? He said to me, she said to me, you should charge him, like list down all of the things that you're going to be doing, put a price to it, and tell him that this is what you're going to charge him. Yeah, different hairstyle. Yeah, thank you. She said to me, if you employed me as your coach and I charge you, do you resent me for charging you? I said, no, I don't resent you. He said, don't you pay people for services? I said, yes. He said, so what makes you, she said to me, well, so what makes you think that if you charge people, they're going to hate you or they're going to leave you? I was like, I don't know. I just feel like if I charge him, he's going to hate me or he's not. And I'm terrified of that. She said, no, you have to break this pattern. You have to stop being nice. You have to stop giving yourself away for free because it's not about that. It's about valuing your own work. So I wrote a proposal and I gave it to him. And he was like, oh no, I just expected it to be like kind of free, that sort of a thing. So that was the beginning of me realizing that, if I don't stand up for myself and start valuing myself, people are going to keep on asking me to do things for them for free. And I go all in. I'm going to go all in to help you. But I want some compensation for that because I'm draining myself while I'm giving you my time. I'm giving you my time, giving you my energy. and I'm not getting anything back. So then I said to him, because of that, I said to him, no, okay, well then, if you cannot pay me for this, then I'm not going to do it. That was the first time. That was another time that I stood up for myself. And I felt so bad because I respected this guy so much. I went to bed. I had to go to bed early because I still felt so bad. And I was like, this, it hurts. Like, but I continued with it. And this is how people find me. This is why a lot of women, they find me, they want to know how to get out of this being nice. And I keep telling you, it's going to hurt at the beginning. When you are the people pleaser, when you start telling people no, it's going to hurt, So that's how I got into the journey of being, stopping being nice. So that was still in personal development. Okay, in 2017 was the first time I said I have to really stop this, because I still went back a little bit, trying to do things for people for free. And I said to myself, from this year forward, that was my New Year's resolution. I said, from this year forward, I'm going to stop being nice when I don't want to be nice. And I'm going to change the kind of men that I date, because I don't want this. I don't want these kind of relationships where I always sacrifice myself, where I always give myself. I know my value, and I'm not going to continue doing this. But I didn't know shit. I didn't know shit about relationships in that way. So I started watching Sheila 7. Sheila 7 is one of the OGs in this space. I give props where props are due. All the people that you see talking about this, she was one of the pioneers. And I started watching her in 2017. I started watching her every day. I was watching her every day from morning, afternoon, night. And she was doing long videos, like 3-hour videos, sometimes even 4 hours. And I'll watch her. And I was drawn to her because of what drew me to her is because she started talking about how being nice does not serve you. And I really thank you very much for all of your compliments. I was drawn to her because, the way she talked about women who give themselves for free, women who do things for men and for other people for free, dumb, and she was very cutting, like the way she spoke, and I got triggered because that's what I was doing in my relationships before. But I used to run away when I hear people give me advice that I don't like. I will just not listen, or I will just like say, I'm not going to listen to this. But I said, I'm going to listen to this woman because I need this. I need this. That's what got me on this journey of dating wealthy men. I was 40 years. Was I 40 years old then, or 39 or so? All right. Okay. So I said to myself, I'm going to challenge myself. And that's how I started. I didn't care whether I was, the age I was in. I didn't care I was a single mother, even though, like I keep saying, my kids are grown. It doesn't matter whether your kids are grown. Not every man wants a young woman. Not every man, because you have a specific thing that you give that man. You have to understand that if you are in your 40s and you want to date a wealthy, generous man, the reason why I keep saying generous, not just wealthy, is because there are some wealthy men who have money who will not give you water if you're standing in a desert and they see you dying. So the generosity is that's what matters. So I started listening to her, like I said, every day, and she completely helped me change my my mindset about how to even flirt, how to flirt, how to dress up, how to go to wealthy places, how to go to places where wealthy men go to, how to raise your standards, how to be able to ask men to invest in you. Even that was a challenge. So how do you meet these guys? I'll get to that. I met them online. But it's not just about that. You have to know where to go, what to say, and you have to, it's about positioning. So what else? And I met, when I started dating them, the first time I started asking a guy for money, I asked him for just 200 pounds because I was terrified. I couldn't ask them for more than that. But that's how you start. You start with a little money that you can ask for. Anyway, when I started seeing these men actually treat me better than And when I was, giving myself away, like having no standards, I was like, this is a, it's a strange thing, because my standards, I raised my standards. I started traveling, allowing them to pamper me, I went to Monaco, Marbella, Brussels, Bali, travel to places, allowing these men to pamper me. But I had to start from it from the beginning. And the mindset is the most important thing. If you are in your 40s, I'm talking to women in their 40s and who are single women. I'm going to look at some of the notes that I took, and you want to do this. The mindset is very important, because you have been brainwashed to think that you cannot do this. You have been brainwashed to, especially if you're online and listening to these stupid men that talk about nothing, they don't know anything about what they're talking about, because it's a, I cannot tell you what it feels like to be a man, because I'm not a man, you know. But I can tell you what it feels like to be in a relationship with a man. A man cannot tell you what it feels like to be in a relationship with a man unless he's in a relationship with a man, unless he's gay. So when these internet guys are talking, these podcast guys are on the internet in their low, what do you call them? Slow internet connection houses. They're going to their jobs and coming back, and they don't have anything. They don't even have a passport. They don't even travel the world. What they're thinking about, they're seeing all men as they see themselves. So that's what they try to project on you, that all men are like this, all men are like that. Oh my, no, I feel black. No, that's not it. I feel black men are SDs I have. Anyway, so if you listen to them, they're gonna warp your mind to think that you cannot do this. I did it, and I was in a group where women like me, we all did the same thing. And we all used to come back and, take pictures and show what we were able to get, and give each other advice, and there were, in that group, there were two women in their 60s, but they looked good. They looked good. They looked like they were in their late 30s or in their early 40s. You could not tell. And they were also doing it. So I'm telling you, I'm telling you about what I know, traveling all over the world. I was not even at their level. Those women that I'm talking about, I was not even at their level. And they were like, they were older than me, but, they were getting things that I wasn't even getting. They had that confidence to go with these guys. And even if those guys later on knew what age they were, I'm not sure I don't think they'll even care, because by the time they're so used to them. So it's not about age. That's my point. So, if you're a single mother and you want to date in this, you want to be in this lifestyle, you have something that another woman doesn't have, a younger woman doesn't have. Because for me, I'm not. I already have my kids. I have two daughters. My eldest daughter is 25. Is 25 or 24? I think she's 20. Yeah, she's 24. My younger daughter is like 19. My eldest daughter has moved out. She lives in her own place. My younger daughter is about to move out next month. So I'm not looking to have kids. I don't want kids. I've already done my kid stuff. I had kids when I was very young. Like I said, I got married when I was 21. So I spent my 20s raising kids. So I don't want kids. I don't want kids anymore. I don't want to be involved in changing pampers, pushing strollers, and all that. So when you go out in the dating scene with that, you meet a guy who also doesn't want kids. So you don't have that pressure. You don't have that pressure of, oh, I'm getting older. I want kids. And he doesn't feel that pressure of like having to settle with you, or having to, think about, oh, does she want kids, or doesn't, all that. You don't have that, because you are like, you already did your bit. You are a single mother, yes, and you are in your 40s, but you don't want to do the things that you did when you were young. So you have that advantage that a younger woman might not necessarily have. The second thing is, you're a single mother and your kids are grown up, and you're not looking for a husband. I always say that I'm not looking for a husband. I'm not looking for a husband. If I happen to get married, because the reason why I'm not looking for, I don't have that energy. The reason why I'm not looking for a husband is because I already got married. I was married for 14 years. So I don't have this googly eye of seeing marriage as a thing of wonderment where, oh, I don't know what marriage is about. I need to be in it. No, I already know. No one can tell me about marriage. I know about the dynamics of marriage. I know about, being in a relationship, being in a young marriage relationship where you want to build the relationship. I know about the dynamics of marriage. I know about having to present a united front with your husband, even when things are not looking good in the back end. I know about raising kids in a marriage. I know about marrying into a big family and to a big middle class, like African middle class or a little bit upper middle class family. I know about all that. I know about marrying into a family where you are not just married to your husband, you're also married to your in-laws, your husband's sisters and brothers and friends and all that. I know about all of that. So no one can tell me about marriage. So I don't have this. I need to get married. So that's not to say that if you want to get married, that's the wrong thing. I'm just saying I don't have it. And maybe if you are watching me and you're a woman in your 40s and you want to do this, maybe you don't also want to get married. That doesn't mean that you will not necessarily, that doesn't mean that you will not get married. If I happen to get married, that's fine, but I'm not looking for a husband. So again, that pressure is off with that guy. And that guy can sense that. He can sense that you don't have that pressure. You're not pressuring him to be married. If you're dating a guy who's in his 60s, he's a wealthy guy in his 60s, maybe he doesn't want to get married too. Or maybe he hasn't decided. Maybe his kids are also grown up. So that pressure that he's going to feel from a young woman who wants to get married, you don't have that. And these young women, they might say that they don't want to get married, but they're not going to tell you that they don't want to get married, because that's one of the ways in which you make a man feel relaxed, to not feel pressurized. But these men, that they know that if you're young, you want to get married. If you're young and you've never had kids and you've not been married, you want to get married. You can pretend to not want to get married, but you want it. So because it's something you want to experience. It's not that it's wrong. It's just that they can feel that pressure at the back, that is she gonna ask me to marry her? When is she gonna ask me to marry her? With a woman in her 40s who's already been married, who's already had kids that are older, and you don't have that. Ooh. So you have that advantage again. The other thing is, because I can only speak for myself, but I'm also speaking for women who are like me, because I don't care about being married. I don't care. I don't care whether I'm married or not married. I'm happy. My happiness is more important to me. That's why when I'm in a relationship, I'm always happy, because I'm not attached. I'm not attached to being in a relationship by force, and so that's why I enjoy the relationship, because it doesn't matter to me. I know I'm going to be happy. I travel by myself. I go out by myself, so I don't have that kind of neediness going on. That's the thing. So because you don't have that neediness going on, because you've already experienced it, you can tell this man the truth. When most of these wealthy men out there that are wealthy and generous in that way, they don't have someone, most of the time, they don't have someone in their life who tells them the truth, because everyone is trying to maintain their relationship with them. They're trying to not offend them, because maybe they want something from them. Maybe they want money from them, or they want like an opportunity that he can offer them, or they want I don't know, him to open a door for them. So most times people are not going to tell him the truth. Even his family, they're not going to tell him the truth. If you are the one in his life that tells him the truth, when he asks for it, you don't just be out there telling him the truth all the time. But when he asks for it, you tell him the truth, because you don't care about whether he likes you or he doesn't like you, because you know that you are secure in yourself. He appreciates that. Much more than anything, because and that's happened to me several times, being with a man who I tell them exactly when they haven't done something that they're supposed to do, or when they want to do something and they ask me, I tell them that this is what I feel. So they appreciate it, because they know that I'm not trying to please them or anything like that. So that's also another advantage. A younger woman who is looking to stay with you, stay with the guy, is it's gonna feel a little bit funny to tell the guy the truth. I don't live in the Netherlands. I live in Edinburgh. I live in the UK. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I want you to keep at the back of your mind. That, and you can have your own money. You have your own money and still want. It's a desire that you have. You have your own money and still want to be with a wealthy man. You want to be pampered. You want to be pampered for because maybe you spent the first 30, 35 years of your life, just working and taking care of your kids. And now you just want to have the experience of being pampered. That's your desire. You are allowed to have that. You are allowed to have that. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't have that because you're a single mother and therefore, that's for young women. You should not have that. Don't you have your own money? Why do you want all that bullshit, Anyway, let me talk about what did I write these notes? I will add you guys. I just want to get through this because I don't want to get sidetracked, okay? So so mentality is always going to be the first thing. But like I said, don't think that because you're a single mother and you're Black, people have a lot of it's a stereotype. Let me talk about this a little bit, because I feel like I need to talk about this. Lots of people have issues with a Black woman, a single mother who is a Black woman, having standards or wanting to date a wealthy guy because it is the stereotype. There is assigned value in our world. There are things that we've been brainwashed to see every person as in a way that they are supposed to ask for certain things and not supposed to ask for certain things. When we look at a guy, we expect them to ask for a certain thing. We expect them to be a certain way. And when they go out of that way, it kind of messes up with our brains. We get a brain fry thing because we've been brainwashed for so long by social media, by media itself, by messages we got since we were young. And so we've learned to see everybody as being in a certain way. And the Black woman for the longest time has been seen as the one who is not supposed to ask for the highest standard. Even though that's changing now, but that has been the stereotype. And so this is why when a Black woman and a single mother says that she wants to date a wealthy guy, she wants to date a wealthy, generous guy, and she wants to travel the world, she wants to go to luxury hotels, people get all kind of like messed up about it, Whereas if a white upper middle class woman said that, people would be like, yeah, that's acceptable. That's like she should want that because she came from a rich family or she came from a family that is like a little bit well off. So we expect her to want that. So this is what I'm saying. The world is made up. People are brainwashed to see certain things and to expect certain things. So when you go out of that expectation, you're the rebel. You're the one that's different. You're the one that's this and that. And even though, we're in the Aquarian age, like I said, this is changing, but it's still there, But like I keep saying, it doesn't matter, You want what you want. And what you want is your desire. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's audacious. It doesn't matter whether it seems arrogant to people. It doesn't matter whether it seems like, who does she think she is, which is arrogant. It doesn't matter whether it seems like you should not be asking for that, because you are not qualified. You are not qualified to have that because you are this and that and that. Don't let the world turn you into a slave. You're not a slave. Okay, have your own, define your own self. Create your own standards and work towards your own standards. And I know this is difficult. It's difficult because we are raised in this world, and we have been trained to listen to other people. We've been trained to ask for other people's approvals and look up to other people's approvals. But it's bullshit, especially if that approval that you're looking for is not in alignment with who you are and who you want to be. If you say you want to date a wealthy guy, do not go listening to someone who's going to tell you that you cannot do that. You know, do not go online. That's another thing that I want to tell you. Do not go online and go listen to videos or watch videos that tell you otherwise. Do not go against your own desire. Lock your desire in. It's your desire. It doesn't matter why you want it. Don't question your desire. Don't question why you want it. It's coming from your soul. Don't question it. Don't push it to the side. Don't feel like I can't have this. No, just go for it all the way. That's very important. So the first mentality you need to have is that you have to get out of this mentality that there is a right way to live and there is a wrong way to live. This is where we get into morality. Now, we can all agree that there are certain things that are immoral. But even those things, some of the things that we think are immoral, we still do them. Let's say if we say killing is immoral, killing people is immoral, and most of us, we agree with that. But we go into other countries and we kill them. We go into other countries and create war, and we kill them. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. We go into other countries and create war, and lots of people get killed in those countries so that we can maintain our lifestyle. So what is it? Is it that killing is immoral when it's like done on a one-to-one basis, or is it when the government does it, is it right? That's what I'm talking about. It's also the thing about let's look at something else that we also talk about that can be something related to this. Let's talk about the way to earn money. There is this perception that the people who earn money in the does she read chat? What is chat? The mentality that the only right way to earn money is if you work in a 9-to-5 job, or if you work in let's say like you have a shift job, like from 8 to 8. That's the only right way to earn money. Or if you work for the government, that's the only right way to earn money. If you're earning money in any other way, that is like, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's like immoral. Let's say a woman says that she wants to earn money being a finder. That's when all the nonsensical terms come up. Even though it's needed, and even though the people that consume these services that most of these women engage in and are paid for are men. 95% of these services that these women engage in to make money using their sexuality are men. But they are shamed for it. They are persecuted for it, called all kinds of names and stuff like that. And even society itself shames women, for wanting to do that, if they're called to do it, So who we have to ask these fundamental questions. Who said that that working a 9-to-5 job is better than someone who wants to do another kind of job? Let's say now I'm sitting on the internet now. I have a YouTube channel, and I also have a TikTok channel, and I get paid on YouTube, or I get paid on TikTok. Does that mean, just because I don't have a 9-to-5 job, does that mean that what I'm doing is not right? Or I'm a coach right now, as I train to be a coach, and that's what I always want. Not always, but that's what I wanted to do. And I coach women about relationships and other things, and I get paid for that. Does that mean that just because I don't have a 9-to-5 job, does that mean that what I'm doing is not valuable? And many other women and men that are doing things like this, I might be even having more of an impact by teaching people, or teaching women especially, about relationships, about self-esteem, about loving themselves. I even have more of an impact than somebody who's sitting in a 9 to 5 job that they hate, that they have to go to because they have to earn a living. So who gets to say what way to earn money is the right way to earn money? Because even drug dealers, I'm not saying you should go and sell drugs, because and I don't even have to say that, because the ones that are doing it are going to do it anyway. But even drug dealers, their services are needed. People buy their stuff. People buy their stuff. Yeah, we could all say that morally it's wrong, but does that stop people from buying their things? No, it doesn't. So that's my point. Who gets to say what is moral and who gets to say what is immoral? Don't get involved into the conversations of other people about what they think is moral and what is not moral. You focus on what you want. So that's the first mindset you have to have. Get out of the mindset of that it's wrong. It's wrong for me to want to date a wealthy man because I have my own money, and it's wrong for me to want this, to have these high standards, or to have this standard because I feel like that is immoral or whatever. Just because somebody else told you that. Stop it. What you want is what you want. Don't get involved into other people's trying to program you to belittle yourself, trying to program you to diminish yourself, trying to program you to stay just settling, going for men that are mediocre. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Some women are not interested in this lifestyle. They just want to get married or settle down with a guy and just be comfortable with him, and that's fine. That's all fine. But if you are a woman who wants to experience luxury travel, and you really want to do you really want to experience luxury travel, and you want to go out with a wealthy guy, then you want that. You want that, and you go after that desire. So waffling on, I'm not going to tell you guys about how I did that exactly, because that's I've created those videos already. Those videos are in my Patreon. I'm just talking about the mindset here for the women who want to do it. Okay. All right. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, but let me just talk about all these other things. The other mindset you need to have is you have to stop believing that you're too old for someone who to be with a wealthy guy. Like I keep saying, and I said it several times, not all men want a young woman. Many times, an older guy wants to be with a woman he can talk to, he can feel like understands him, a woman who can be a sounding board for him, a woman who still takes care of herself and like is kind of matches him a little bit, matches him when they go out. Like he doesn't feel like he's going out with someone who's so young, like so young that they feel like they're almost robbing the cradle. Okay. So stop believing that. Stop believing that. That's what you've been brainwashed to believe, that all of these wealthy men, they want a young woman. That's a lie. When we look at what's his name again? Jeff Bezos. Even the guy, the lady he's dating, she's not a young woman. I know he got divorced like I don't know, recently, like a couple of years ago. So the woman he's dating right now, she's not a young woman. So also, stop thinking that you're black and they're not going to want you. That one, I don't even have to go into that, because I think that's like, I don't want to say it's silly. It's just that like everybody has their preference, and a lot of men that you think that are not going to want you they will want you if you open up to them. The other thing you also should not believe is that you think that all wealthy men just want slim women. like very slim, petite women. That's also something you should stop believing, because that's also not true. You know, the image you've been programmed to have, thinking that all wealthy men are just like in sitting in an office in a, as a CEO, or like this formal kind of wealthy men kind of guys, like that wear suits and that are preoccupied with the way they look. There are wealthy men in all arenas. There are wealthy men in like who are like promoters of boxing events, boxing matches. You think those guys show up in a suit? They don't care about being in a suit. That's not their this thing. That's not their arena. So they don't necessarily want you to be like a slim. That's not what they are preoccupied with. Um, there are, well, like I said, there are wealthy men in all arenas. So you don't, that thinking that wealthy men only like women who are slim, that's not, it's not valid. um and yeah, don't take it too seriously. You have to treat it like a game. That's another thing that a lot of women struggle with, especially the women that I'm talking to. You have to like, you cannot you cannot like be too serious about it. You cannot go on a date and think that, okay, I've gone on a first date, is he going to be my husband? First of all, that's not what we are doing here. Like I said, I'm not looking for a husband. If it happens, it happens, but I'm not looking for a husband. And the men that I date, they know that about me. It's not a thing that I'm not hankering for that. So I'm single and would like to meet a good man. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So, what was I talking about before I started talking about this? Yeah, so if that's what you want, go ahead. Go ahead with your desire. I did it online. Um, I went on I went on like there was, first of all, in those days, well, it wasn't that long ago, but there was plenty of fish. I don't know whether that still exists, but there were other sites too. You want to go on a site that you pay for a little bit, and then you have to, when you go on, it's about positioning yourself. It's how you position yourself, and how you take pictures. All of that is there. And also, yeah, wealthy men are in different arenas, and they're not always in suits, so they don't want the same thing. Not every wealthy man wants a slim, like tiny, slim woman. Like I said, I was in a group of women who we were all doing this, women from all over the world. And there were women who were like plump, black women who were like plump, and some white women too who were plump, beautiful, looked after themselves, and they had these a couple of men. Some of them had two men taking care of their every need, every single need, from the top of their head to their toenails. So it's not about being slim. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want you all to get out of. I want you all to get out of this mentality that's been pushed onto you, this programming, this brainwashing that has been pushed onto you, that wealthy men who are in their, I don't know, 50s, 60s, or whatever, or whatever age, only want a young woman. It's not true. If you want to have it, you just have to have the mentality. That's where it starts. It always starts with the mentality. Go online if you don't. I wouldn't go online right now, because I don't go on. I don't feel like. I think I would say I've passed online, you know. But you can go online. I did it online. Um, I went on, I paid for the sites that I went on, and I positioned myself as a woman who wants to date a guy like that. And you start off with that. You start off with that, and you have to know how to take pictures. Take the right pictures. Don't go on there, take a picture with a friend standing beside you. If you take a picture with your friend, because that's what some women do, like take a picture with your friend, or take a picture while you are with your family members. How are they gonna know who's looking for a partner or whatever? You be on the picture alone by yourself, um, and always make sure you look good. You have to know how to take care of yourself. That is also very important, because, and that's something that women like me are naturally gonna do. But even me, I had to learn. Like I said, I started this in 2017. Even me, I had to learn how to apply makeup. I didn't know shit about applying makeup properly. My first makeup pictures, let me see if I have any pictures here right now. They look atrocious, honestly, right? Um, I didn't know how to apply this full face makeup. I didn't know how to fix my hair properly. I didn't know the clothes that I wore. I didn't know how to keep it like clean and perfect. That's always important because you wanna present yourself as someone who loves themselves, who really cares for themselves, and that's what they're gonna be attracted to. They're also going to be attracted to your individuality, to your strong sense of identity, especially if you're in your 40s, you're a single mother. I'm not saying this is not for you if you're a single mother and you're too emotional. That's also another thing that you cannot be. And you are not going to be emotional if you have a strong sense of self-identity, which is like when you were dating them, you don't care. You don't really care. It's not that you don't care about them. It's that you're not needy. Like you're not needy to have that relationship by force. Like you're just enjoying yourself with them, and you do. They can sense that with you, and so they want to do things for you. And when you ask for things, they're happy to do it for you because you have that. You don't have that neediness, and you're authentic, but you're still ambitious in that way. And they like that ambitiousness. That's another thing that that people don't talk about. They like that ambitiousness in you because it is the same ambitiousness that they have. I don't know whether ambitiousness is a word, but I'm going to use it. They have that same mercenary ambitiousness of wanting to make money. So they understand that. They can relate to that. They can relate to a woman who's ambitious in that way. So um yeah, I think these are the basic things that I don't want to say too much because this is just the first thing. The most important thing that I wanted to express here is that if you want to do it, you're a single mother and you are in your 40s or even in your late 30s and you want to do it and you feel like you can't do it because you feel like you're too old, you're too this, you're too that, because you've been brainwashed to think like that. I want you to get out of it. Get out of it. And start allowing yourself to want it. Start allowing yourself to want it and know that you can have it. I did it in my 40s. I was 40 years old when I did it. And I like I I did all the things that I wanted to do. I traveled all over the world. Well, I didn't travel all over the world, but I traveled to the places that I was yearning to travel to luxury places. I stayed in luxury hotels. I build the house. Start allowing yourself to want it and know that you can have it. I did it in my 40s. I was 40 years old when I did it. And I like I I did all the things that I wanted to do. I traveled all over the world. Well, I didn't travel all over the world, but I traveled to the places that I was yearning to travel to luxury places. I stayed in luxury hotels. I built the house. The guys built me, they helped me build a house, bought me a brand new car. A brand new car, a car that I drove out of the garage, not a second hand, a brand new car. And what else? Uh, Give me an allowance, not just not an allowance of like 200 pounds, like an allowance in the thousands. Okay, thousands of pounds sterling. So that's what I'm saying, and I was 40 years old. So that's what I'm saying. You can do it. Take it from me. You can do it. Get out of the mindset that, oh, once you are a single mother, you have kids, you can't do shit. You should just go die somewhere. I don't understand that. That's like you know what kind of mentality is that? And also the mentality that if you're a single mother, you're black and you're a single mother, you should not have standards. You should not want these kind of things. Why not? Why should you just settle and keep settling and keep settling and keep settling and keep settling? Not everybody is like that. Some women are okay with that, and if you're a woman that's okay with that, that's fine, you know. But other women want to experience other things, and I'm a woman like that. I like to travel. I like to explore things. You know. Excuse me. Let me go open the door. Mama, Mama. Oh, okay. I'm back. So yeah, let me see what you guys. I haven't answered any question because I wanted to talk about the things that my nails are classic and beautiful. Oh, serious. I was looking for you today. I was like, I should follow you on TikTok so we can link up. Yeah, follow back. All right, I can do that now. All right, okay, so okay, before you one message. Hi, Princess. I'm online. All right, okay, so if you guys want to learn more about this, about how I did it, you can go on my TikTok. Is it on TikTok? I was thinking about you too. Oh, see, that happens. You can go on my bio. I have a link there. You can click on it and go to it, and then there's a couple of videos that I did, where I go in depth about how I did it. You also join a membership be in a membership and be in a group of women who want to do it and who want to be in this lifestyle, and also you can ask questions there, and I will tell you about things that you need to adopt. Like I keep saying, it's mainly the mindset, but it's also about how you present yourself, how you stop going to play, stop apologizing for who you are, stop going to places that you don't want to go to, stop going to like pubs or restaurants that you don't want to go to, that you feel like you don't fit in there because you dress up. If you always overdress, you always like, which they call overdress, if you always like dressing up and you continue to settle to go, I have no idea what she's talking about. Yeah, well, look at the topic. What do you want me to talk about? If you always had this problem of wanting luxury, wanting quality, but you keep settling because the people around you settle, and you've been told that you cannot want this, you cannot want that, you should settle, then you're doing yourself a disservice because you are not being truthful to yourself. You're not being truthful to yourself. You're not being truthful to what you desire. And you're going to resent the person you're in a relationship with. If you're in a relationship with a guy that you feel like is not the guy that you really want, you're going to resent him for that, and you're going to act that out in the relationship. And that's not his fault. That's your fault, because you are the one that you are hiding who you truly are, Or you're scared. You're scared to be called a whore, scared to be called a gold digger, scared to be called a Jezebel, scared to be called which I'm not saying that you should not. I'm not saying that you should not be scared of it, in the sense that, no one wants to be like shamed in that way. But we have to understand that you have to understand where the shaming is coming from. I did a video on this. It's on TikTok. You can go and watch it. It's coming from weakness. It's coming from weak men who are just scared that you are coming into your own and you're demanding certain things of yourself and of the people in your life and of your desires that maybe they feel like they can't give you. So it's like the way they respond to it, the way they process it, they have to shame you, call you a whore, call you a Jezebel, call you a gold digger. So you can go sit down and shut up and never talk about it again. But it's your life, it's your life. It's your right to want to date a wealthy, generous man. It's your right to want to date, to want to go to do luxury trips, go to Bali, go to Marbella, go to Monaco, go to go to Monaco, go to Brussels, go to Japan, go to China, go on travel to all over the world, and have a guy who's willing to fund those trips for you. It's your right to want that, It's your right to want that. It's nobody's business, and it's nobody's right to tell you that you cannot want that, Especially if you are a middle-aged woman, and society tells you that you cannot have that because you've reached a certain age and you have your own money. So why don't you go take your own money and do this? I don't care if I have my own money. If I want to be pampered by a guy and I want to enjoy traveling around the world with him, and feel like I want to be pampered, that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It doesn't. Who's to say that I cannot want that? So that's my message, really. My message is that women, we are now we're getting into 2024, and we don't have to live like women who lived in the 15th century and in the 10th century, where women were like I said in the beginning, burned at the stake, burned for being feminine, burned for using their intuition, murdered, drowned, slaughtered, beheaded, because they dared to use their intuition. They dared to say that this is what I want. I don't want what other women want. This is what I want. They dare to work with herbs, work with the air, the earth, and being called witches, being called all these things to justify killing them. We don't have to live like that now. And I know it's going to take time for a majority of women to get into this trend, because it takes a number of years for women for things to change. But we can do that now. The persecution that's going to happen is only that they're going to call you a whore. That's what they're going to call you, or a gold digger. And that's the most thing that they can do. They're not going to kill you or burn you, but it's like killing to your ego, and a lot of women cannot handle that, and that's understandable. I understand it. I understand the sentiment, because I was one of those women. I just gave myself the permission to not give a fuck, to not care again who calls me what, because it's my life. Especially if somebody is not paying your bills for you. Somebody is not paying your bills for you. I hope TikTok doesn't cancel this video. Somebody's not paying your bills for you. Somebody is not taking care of you. Is not doing anything for you, and they have the right to go and sit over there and stop you from wanting what you want. No, I'm not allowing that. And I want you all women to also to start not allowing that. Want what you want. Allow yourself to want to date a wealthy, generous man. Stop getting into relationships where you don't fit in. If that's what you want, go ahead. That's fine. But if you know that truly you don't want that, you don't want to date a guy who's like that, who's in your mind mediocre, because you want to experience other things. That if you get into a relationship with this guy, he doesn't have that mentality. He if you tell him that you want to go on a luxury trip and spend £10,000 for one week, or in 1 week, he's going to tell you that that's too much. You want to experience that. Then don't date a guy. Get out of dating guys like that, because you're only gonna be resentful. You're gonna further entrench this belief that there are no guys that exist that can be with you and offer you that kind of lifestyle. Even if you can offer it yourself. So that's my message. We don't have to be in that anymore. We are not in we're not in the 15th century. We're not in the 10th century. We are in the 21st century, in 2024. This hiding for fear of persecution. I know women who are dominatrixes that are hiding. I know women that are engaged in findom that are hiding. Even I was dabbling in findom, and I had to hide it. I know women that are engaging in fetishes. Maybe some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but maybe some of you don't. But you can go and Google that. I know women who are on OnlyFans earning a lot of money, but they hide it. I know women who are high class escorts and stuff like that. I know women who are poker players, and they hide it. They have to hide it because of the fear of persecution, of being called all these names that they don't want to be called. And safety is important, yeah, because some of these men are crazy. But it's you don't understand. Finland. No. Why are you talking to me? Are you emotionally available for relationship? Because I'm ready for you. Finland, are you AJ? Are you talking to me? I'm not. I'm not in Finland. I'm in the UK. I live in Edinburgh, in Scotland. So that's my message today. I will maybe do another video on this, and I'll see how to structure it. Maybe see what I'll talk about more. But this is the premise of my brand. These are the videos that I make. It's mainly about self-love. You said Finland or something like that. That people are involved. I said Findom, financial domination. Findom. It's a shorten. It's an acronym for financial domination. Or femdom. Femdom is female domination. This glam and beauty hurts my eyes. Thank you for it. Yeah, but yeah, mainly that's my main message. That has been my brand from the beginning. That women love themselves enough to want what they want. Women love themselves enough to stop being needy for female. Okay. I'm broke for a female to dominate me. Yeah, that's fine. It's a fetish. It's not like that. It's not like how you're saying it. Yeah, my goal this year is to do more self-care and love myself, and you're inspiring me. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be able to do that. Yeah, love yourself. Don't listen to other people. Understand also that sometimes people are invested in you staying where you are. And because it makes them comfortable to stay where you are. So don't listen to other people. Want what you want. Live your life. It's your life. I was raised, like I keep saying, I was raised in the Gambia, and I think when you are raised in the Western world, it's a little bit clinical, where we don't really get to see the process of a person dying and a person being put in a coffin, and really seeing it viscerally, like, because it's all like dressed up. Because when you go to the, I don't know, church or wherever, you see a person already in the coffin. The coffin is like decorated. There are flowers on top of it. Sometimes they open it up, but the dead body has already been made up. He has a suit on, or she has her dress on, makeup and everything. So it's all like clinicalized. It's all like made to look pretty. So it kind of disconnects us a little bit from this thing of death, the experience, the visceralness of death. When I was raised in the Gambia, when a person dies, and in the religion that I was raised in, which was Islamic religion, a dead person is shrouded up in a white Muslim garment, and they are placed on the floor, for a while before they are taken to the graveyard. You can literally see that when a person dies, they are alone. You are alone. You are lying there alone. No matter how much people love you, no matter how much your mother loves you, she's not going to jump into that graveyard with you. No matter how much your kids love you, they're not going to jump into that graveyard with you. No matter how much your wife loves you, or your husband loves you, they're not going to jump in. They will cry. Sometimes they will throw themselves on the floor and flung themselves over and do all the dramatics, and we've all done that. But no one's going to join you. It's you. You are going alone. So your life is for you alone, and life is short. It seems like yesterday I was 18 years old. I know exactly what I was doing when I was 18 years old. Life is short, so live it. Live it to the fullest of what you want to live. Don't care about what other people are going to say. Yes, it's going to hurt. I'm not going to lie. It hurts at the beginning because you want people to understand you. You want people to understand you. You want people to um, approve of you. But you cannot always get that. You're not always going to get that, especially if you're different and you want different things and you're not raised in that kind of environment. Always know that you're dying alone. Yeah, I'm sorry to be a little bit morbid, but I have to bring it to that for us to understand. You're going alone. I'm sorry to tell you, no one's going with you. No matter how much they love you, they're not going to jump into that. I like to see that. I've lived quite a while in this world. I've never heard anyone dying and their partner jumped into the graveyard with them. I've never heard that. If you all have heard of that, please let me know. But I've never heard of that. So that in itself should tell you that you came into this world alone. Even if you're a twin, you came out first or second. But maybe you came out first and your twin came out afterwards, or they came out first and you came out afterwards. You came into this world alone and you're gonna go alone. I'm sorry to be morbid, but this is the truth. So your life is for you. What you want, your desires are yours. Go after your desires. Go. Don't think that, oh, if I do this, what are people gonna think? Yeah, I want to please people. Yeah, if I don't do this, then they're not gonna like me. Blah 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 and all that. Yeah, at the beginning you're gonna feel that, but if you just train, you practice, and then you're gonna get out of it. So, like I keep saying, if you are like a single mother, you're black. You don't necessarily have to be black, but I'm saying black because I talked about why being a black woman is a little bit more, a black single mother is a little bit more of a shock to the collective system. If when we hear a single black woman, a single mother who's black, say that she wants to only date a wealthy guy, the shock to our system, to the collective system, is like, who does this woman think she is? That she's asking for this? Doesn't she know that she's not allowed to ask for this? Doesn't she know that she's a black single mother and she doesn't have any value again, and she shouldn't have that? She shouldn't have that standard. How dare she ask for this? How dare she ask for this? Who does she think she is? So that's why I'm saying black, but you don't have to be black. If you want to date a wealthy, generous guy, you by all means you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. Position yourself to be able to do that. The mindset is the most important thing. And then if you want to go online, like I did it, go online and do it. I did it online, so I can give more advice about doing it online. And which sites to go on and how to go on the sites and how to talk and how to know that this guy is a generous guy. Because like I said before, it's not just about being a wealthy guy that you're going to be with. A guy can be wealthy, a guy can have money and will not give you money. even if they're multimillionaire. They are not, it's either they're stingy. Some people are just naturally stingy, or they're just like, even if when they have money, they're naturally stingy. We all know people like that. So they're not going to give you water even if you're starving in the desert. So it's about you testing the guy in a way to know whether he will give you, he is a generous guy. I'll teach you about that too. And just you being relaxing enough to enjoy yourself, enjoy the ride, enjoy yourself. Don't make it into a game. That's also another thing. Don't be needy. Don't be like, yeah, I need to have this. If I need to have this. I need to have this. Like I need to be with a wealthy guy in a month or in 2 months, or no. There's certain things that if you're just starting, you have to get situated first. like I said at the beginning, I didn't know how to apply makeup. I had to learn how to do that. My lashes, even to put the lashes on, I poked my eyes so much. I was like, I would cry, like, but I was adamant. I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do this. I'm gonna learn how to do this. My makeup, I had to learn how to do makeup. I had to learn how to dress properly. Even though I kind of always knew how to dress, but I had to learn how to dress cleanly, like to be. When I say clean, I mean like to dress like in a way that is like precise. I had to learn all of that. I had to learn how to where to buy like a, what do you call them, waist trainers, to get rid of all of these like extra extra ripples and stuff when you wear a dress. I had to learn all of that. Did you read the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene? Start reading it. I've read it. Yeah, I've read it. Yeah, I've read it. I read it several times actually. So yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'm gonna take questions from women mainly, and if you are my the people that are my followers, mainly people who watch my videos, yeah, I'll take questions from you guys first, because I know that if you've been watching my videos, you kind of know what I talk about, and maybe you're interested in this. I'll bring you on live if you want to join me. So my phone. Whenever I open the book, I feel like it's too much to take in. I don't feel that. I don't feel that. And that's, how do I position yourself? How do you position yourself to meet a wealthy man? How do you position yourself? First of all, you have to look the part. You have to look the part. That doesn't mean you have to be like overly dressed in designer clothing. No, but you have to kind of be presentable. And you have to go to places where wealthy men go. It's like, if you want to date, yeah, if you want to date a wealthy guy, but you go to places where everybody goes to, it's gonna be hard, because sometimes wealthy men, they like to go to their own places. So you have to be willing to go to those kind of places. You also have to know how to flirt a little bit, yeah, those are the basic three things. And not be emotional. That's also another. Not be emotional about, like, like, let's say you start dating a wealthy guy. Gone out on a date with him 1, 2, 3 times, and then, you know, maybe he told you that he was gonna call you or text you, like maybe say at 6 o'clock, and he didn't text you because maybe he was doing something, or he couldn't just get to you at that time, and then you start getting all emotional, start texting him, what are you doing, that kind of thing. You have to get out of that. You can't do that, because like you cannot be needy in that way. Like, be like, you said you were going to call me or text me at 6 o'clock, but you haven't texted. What are you doing? What, being like uh being easily flustered when things don't happen. No beating about the bush. I'm to the point. Yeah. That's also another mindset that you need to have. It's kind of that book. Yeah, yeah, will help you also. But that's the main thing. And you also have to. Another thing you also have to be is, you have to be train yourself to experience luxury. That doesn't mean that you go do expensive things, and that's not what I mean. But train yourself to want to be in quality things. Don't always go for the cheap stuff. Don't always go for the place, even if you're going out alone or you're going out with a friend or whatever. Train yourself to stop thinking that if you go to a place that it costs less, you're gonna get more, only because it costs less. You know, you have to train yourself to get out of that, and stop going to a shop, where you want to buy something, and you go straight to the, oh, you go straight to the sales rack. You know, go to the shop. Oh, sorry, my phone. Where's my charger? Let me get up and get this charger. Okay, so the phone went off, so that means the live is not gonna probably it's not gonna be recorded. Anyway, uh, uh, good night, Empress. Oh, good night to you too. You're going to bed. I know I'm going to bed too soon. Venus. um, what was I talking about? Yeah, train yourself to not always go for the cheap thing. Don't go to a shop and then go straight looking for the sales rack. No, go get what you want. I'm not saying that you should always go for the designer clothes and the most expensive thing. No, but go for the thing that you want. Don't train yourself to be only go for the cheapest thing. You know. Where was my thing? I think that's my TikTok went off, so I think that's all. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that, because otherwise it's gonna be too much. And I'll do another video on something else. All right. Okay. Well, thank you for watching me. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I will see you maybe tomorrow. If you have any questions, if you have questions that helps me, um, it helps me talk about things. It ignites my mind to give me ideas. When your questions help me with giving me ideas and stuff like that. So it's helpful when you ask questions. All right. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.